Okay. In the last lecture, Wendy had told Jack that there was a scary woman in 237, so he's going to go investigate room 237. Here we are in room 237. We've been in here already with Danny, the boy, but we didn't actually go in with Danny because Danny's not the writer of the moon landing. With Jack, we will actually go into the room because he's writing the room. That's why we get to go in with Jack, but we don't get to go in when Danny went in. Anyways, here we are at the doorway. Again, I don't know how many times Kubrick has to tell you this is not a ghost movie. Ghosts don't use keys. Okay, so this is not a ghost movie. The second thing you'll notice is that this keychain, this key plastic thing, is aligned perfectly so we can see it. I mean, the probability that it would be aligned perfectly like this, although the keychain ring does make it line up this way, but why approach the door this way so we can see it? Why not approach the door this way? There's many ways that Kubrick could approach the door and we would not have seen this thing, let alone why even put the key in here. It is for us to see this again. Moon room, moron. This is the moon room. 237,000 miles from the Earth, the moon is. And again, the room is not dark. You know, if you want to make a horror movie, you make the room nice and dark. This room is about to be very well lit. The other thing, of course, I want to point out again is the first thing we see in here is we don't see ghosts, we don't see a monster, we don't see a dark room. You know, we see mirrors. So let's go in the room with Jack. One thing I want you to notice, first of all, about the room is actually this chair right here. I know you look at all this and like, everything looks good. Nothing, no wrong. But then you look at this chair and you're like, what is this doing here? Who would sit over here? It looks totally out of place, you know? People are like, oh, you can read over here. Well, you'd be better off reading over here, you know? And no, there's a reason there's this chair here, and that is that Kubrick is continuously telling you that this is a mirror. So what we're going to see is as we pan around the room, we will see the exact same chair on the other side of the room, meaning that this room is an actual mirror about it and about the curtain that we're about to see right now. So let's rotate in the room. Here we rotate, rotate, rotate. Here's your mirror shot. With a curtain in the middle, you got the two chairs, the two lamps, and people are like, well, people do that all the time in houses. They do this, and Kubrick is like, yeah, that's why he's hiding it so well, is because, yeah, houses do look like this a lot of times. People set up a mirrored symmetry. But one thing people don't do is put a green chair over here, and then the exact green chair over here. That chair is exactly the same chair as this chair over here. This room is an actual mirror, or you're looking at an image. It's not real. So let's go ahead and go into the room. Just wanted to point that out. Here is the room, and there we go. And let's go through the doorway. One thing you may notice, again, is Kubrick doing his Clockwork Orange thing with a little bit of phallic symbolism in the thing. Jack has a hard-on for the bathroom that we will eventually get to. Oh, one thing I did want to mention is I noticed this black Dracula curtain. You know, I mean, that's to make sure that nobody can see in to this room. Nobody can see in, and just the color, just black, you know, implies a darkness that happens here. But anyways, again, Jack has a hard-on for this room, and the hard-ons are facilitating him walking towards the bathroom, which we'll eventually get to. Let's go inside the bedroom. Kubrick actually pans over to here. So when he pans over, he means something is important over here. You should look at it. There's something going on. And sure enough, there is symbolism. Notice the A of the shadows. Kubrick loves lighting. A of the shadows. Okay, Apollo. And what is this room about? Well, it's about Apollo 11. So there should be 11 objects near this shadow. And as close as Kubrick can make to the A shadow, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures, which is a little bit bizarre to put 4 pictures. Usually you have 1 picture over your bed. But 4 pictures, you have 2 lamps, and you have 5 pillows. And what's interesting about these pillows, I've spliced in a 2001 image. I think it's right here. Let me see. Yeah, here's the images. The images remind you of the floating cubes. This is a 2001 shot here. I don't know why, but they reminded me of that because they changed colors between purple and green and whatever. And I just thought purple, green. I think I remember something like that. Yeah, that was in 2001. So anyways, you have 4 pictures, 2 lamps, and 5 pillows. 4 plus 6 plus 5 is, I believe, 11. Apollo 11. That is what we are talking about in this room. Why would Kubrick pan over here? He pans over to this shot. And then he pans back to the bathroom, which is where we originally wanted to go in. So there is no reason to pan over there except for Kubrick to say, not enjoy my beautiful bedroom, but setup, but to notice that this room is about Apollo 11. Let's go in. One interesting thing that you will notice is the sly fox. You better be a sly fox if you're going to interpret what's about to happen inside this room. There's a reason Kubrick chose that picture. He's a chess master. He's thought every move out. That is Jack's handiwork. It is Jack's handiwork that is creating all of this that you're about to see. Jack is writing this whole thing. Okay, let's take a look at the bathroom here. What's interesting about the bathroom? There's no toilet paper. There's no towels. There's no shampoo bottles. No razors. The bathroom is empty, and people are like, well, the hotel is out. Yeah, but I mean, there's supposed to be a bathroom, So this is not a bathroom. Now let's see the color scheme. You have green on the bottom, and you have white on top. Now, what would green imply? Green usually implies, how about plant life on the earth? Green implies the earth, and white on top implies the moon. And in between is gold. That's not really a yellow, like Goofy's feet or the yellow thing. This is actually gold. And what that means is, between the earth and faking the moon landings, a lot of people made a lot of gold. A lot of money was made over this thing, taken from taxpayers there. A lot of gold is the reason the moon landings were, of course, faked. Of course, we have the curtain, and there's a little bit of motion back here, so somebody is in the bathtub. And who is in the bathtub? Jack is very interested, even though he's writing this whole thing. It's a beautiful woman. I have edited this because I don't know what the limits of nudity are on YouTube, so I didn't want to get this thing banned. But if you can watch the movie, if you want to see the full force of this scene, of course. I'm ashamed to do that to Kubrick's work, but I do that so that his work can actually live on. There's a beautiful woman behind the curtain. The beautiful woman, of course, other people on the internet have stated this, implies that when Jack first thought of doing the fake moon landing, or agreed to do the fake moon landing, he thought it would be an amazingly beautiful thing to do, an incredible project. He was honored, and he thought, wow, I've really hit it big. So he's happy. Jack's happy. And Jack gets actually to kiss the girl because because he's completed the Apollo 11 moon landing, fake shooting. And here I spliced in the summer of '42 scene again that occurs. This boy did not quite get as lucky as Jack, but maybe he's happier. But anyways, there's a boy who meets a girl in a house, and here there's a boy who meets a girl in a bathroom, and the boy gets to kiss the girl, and then the boy realizes that what he thought was beautiful was not quite as beautiful. I have added this here. That's not Stanley Kubrick. I just want to make sure. Just again, I didn't know what the limits of the nudity threshold was on YouTube. Don't want anybody to this. Okay, so Jack's back comes back to Wendy, and she asks, "Hey, did you find anything? You gotta love the mirror shot, I know people go, well, people hang mirrors all the time to check their makeup and check their hair. Yeah, but Kubrick just uses it to the nth degree. Beautiful mirror shot there. In a sense, if you look, it's almost like he's looking in Danny's room over here. So that would be interesting if Kubrick thought of that. Did you find anything? No, nothing at all. That's shocking. He just kissed a moldy old woman and a beautiful woman. Summer of '42. What happens in this scene? Not some random scene. The exact same scene that we saw in the television that had no cord in The Shining. This is the scene that occurs right after that scene. I didn't have to look for 4 hours. I looked for the specific scene that Kubrick put on the television, and then I watched what happened afterwards. And this happens right after that scene in The Shining. The boy says nothing happened to his friends who want to know that he scored with a woman. Nothing happened. I didn't see one blankety blank thing. If you believe something happened, then I'm sorry, because nothing happened. He's telling him nothing happened. You went to the right room? Yes, I did. And you didn't see anything at all. Absolutely nothing. I mean, if I kissed a moldy old woman, I wouldn't even be able to talk. What is going on? I ain't going to tell you that something happened if it didn't. The moon landings didn't happen. Not only in the movie The Shining, but also in the movie that Stanley Kubrick put in The Shining, the summer of '42, in the exact same scene that he put in the movie The Shining. Okay, so Jack gets a little bit angry at Wendy, and he decides to go have a little walk. Again, another mirror shot, beautiful mirror shot. Got the pictures centered. Yeah, you got the plug there, so people could complain it's not a mirror shot. Whatever. Okay, so there's been a parade because, hey, the Apollo moon landing happened. Hey, we bring the astronauts to New York and all the other places in the world, and show them as heroes, so that confirms that the things happen. But it's an empty parade. There's nobody here celebrating. What is going on? Where are all the people celebrating? Well, Jack will find them in the gold room. The real people celebrating are all the people who made money, the rich people who made all that money off of the gold. This is the gold room, the money-making room, making all that money faking the moon landings. Because if you actually went to the moon, that would have really cost that the amount of money that it did if you could go to the moon. But since you didn't go to the moon and you just shot it in Hollywood, there was a lot of money left over. A lot of money. Here's the bartender, bourbon on the rocks. What does and says no charge, because even though you're not dressed like the rich people, you're not in a tuxedo. You're an employee, but the people are thankful enough not to charge you for your drinks or anything else for the rest of your life, including all the movies you want to make. Will be financed to whatever your heart's desire. Your money's no good here, I promise you. Okay. I'm going to stop right here.